The warrior's mindset is about conditioning the mind, body, and spirit. It takes practice, commitment, vision, goal setting, determination, sharp focus, respect, and discipline. Once you learn it, you can apply it to all aspects of your life. The warrior's mindset prepares you for the largest competition ever, the competition against self.
All right, everybody, welcome to Warriors Mindset, where it's all about flipping the script and trying to find a way to overcome all the obstacles that we face, especially during these times with COVID-19. You know, it's all about the mind, body, and spirit. And we do know that sometimes we wake up and the world is so uncertain and you feel like you want to quit. But we then came up in areas and in environments, man, where, you know, every day you woke up, it was a day of uncertainty, violence, despair, and all those crazy things. And I have someone that I grew up with, you know, always talk about this term called ride or die. You know, you got to truly understand what that's like, where you have a friend that will do whatever they can possibly do to sacrifice their lives for you. And in return, you'll do the same thing for him. And his name is Teeny. We came up during those times that I talk about. Mr. Teeny, Mr. Puckett, what's happening, my brother?
Hey, sir, how you doing, Bam?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. we go a long way back, right, man?
Yes, sir. Way back from holding hands and stuff.
Tell them a little bit about, you know, just yourself and our relationship. How, you know, just a little bit on our little history.
Yeah, back in the day, it was wonderful, lovely. Missed them old days too, right? Even though it was hard, but we made it through. You know, we back down in the projects coming up, you know, trying to make it, keep our head above water, doing our little thing. Some of it was right, some of it was wrong, but we got through it, you know, yeah. And, you know, times have changed from a lot from what we used to do. But trust, it's still out there. You know, back in the day, you know, me and Bam used to get together, got our little crew. It was quite a few of us. I ain't gonna put the names out there, but it was quite a few of us, you know. We down here doing dirt. We surviving. That's what we doing. We young. So we would go through, partying, fighting, using the drugs. We did all that. But we overcame a lot of it. And I've been talking to other people, letting them know, talking about Bam. I'll be like, you know, me and Bam is the only two left out of our crew that's still up doing something, but we doing it in a positive way now. You know, we grew up, you know, I was there with mom's niece, sister with him. He was there for me. When things went sideways, he was right there, helping me out, and not, you know, vice versa. That's when he said the term ride or die, no matter what. I mean, I could be right there. Somebody got a gun on me. Bam, step in front of it. Hold me back. That's ride or die, you know? And I had the same mutual respect and love for him that he had for me. I would do the same.
When we think of that, I think the name of the show is called Warriors Mindset, but I think what we had, it was more or less brotherly love. I mean, you know, and I still say that, brother, just, you know, it wasn't no gang. It was just that we just never had no heart, no negative emotions. We never even had that. We was more or less dealing with everybody else that was hating on me and you, sitting outside on the steps, right?
Yes, sir. And that brotherly love, that's in there. That's till the day we die.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't going nowhere. We still here for each other. Yes, sir.
I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know, I look back on them times, man, and it's it's a couple people I look at and say like, it's just coming up now. It's just hard to see the people that you came up with now, because they still stuck back in that mentality.
Yeah.
But we had to get out that, change that, better our lives, do some positive stuff. We came through, excuse my French, hell.
Yeah.
We came through hell and we prospered.
The funny thing about it, Teeny, I don't think people understand. We were so young. We were like, what, 17, 16-year-old kids.
17, yeah.
And we saved more money than what most people could ever imagine. But yet, at the same time, what we did wasn't about the money. It was like a bunch of brothers just wanted to, we just loved each other, man. I mean, what was that? I mean, am I correct? It wasn't no gang. It was just,
no.
Man.
Whoa, that gang stuff, that didn't even exist. That didn't even exist back then. What was that, a new dance? A gang? Who did that? Now, yeah, it was like you said, brothers, a bunch of brothers just together having fun, hanging out, doing us. If we knew the stuff as far as the money-wise, if we knew the stuff we knew today, we wouldn't even be going through this.
Yeah.
Back then, because that's how much, it was clutters of money, just spread it out.
It's like I tell people, I say, man, today I do what I do because I found the way to love myself and accept me for who I am. Back then, if I really want to make money, I go back and do what I used to do. Not saying I would do that, but I said, man, it ain't got nothing to do with money. I had to get to a point where those moments where it was like, man, can't go to the store now and drop a couple of $1,000 and buy a new outfit, leave the outfit in the store because you can't get that money back, So it's like, all right, we gotta like really slow it down, be more responsible. Because brother, remember the times we would go, who was it? It was Sports Mart, man. Before
Lord. Everything in the store we had. Everything, Sports Marts and the Diplomat.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right, brother.
Man,
we had. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying we had times.
Yeah.
I think back on all that, man. Me and when I used to use, man. I always tried out. People didn't know I was using.
Right.
I used to carry myself the same way.
Yeah.
But I had to leave it alone because in the long run, it did start taking me down. Yeah. So I had to leave it alone and reflect on some things. This ain't for me. I'm better than that. I'm bigger than this. So when I had a habit. Yeah. When I overcame my habit, it was my sister. She looked at me one day. We was in 7-Eleven and my mom's was there. We was in 7-Eleven. They was in the store first. I come walking in there high as fat child's ass. I was so high. My sister looked at me and she tapped my mother and said, Mom, look at Teeny. And I'm nodding and all this old stuff. This was when I got myself together. I'm nodding and all that in the store. My sister said, Teeny, she pulled me to the side. My mother, and she told my mother. My mother said, Teeny, you high? I said, yeah, Mom. I'm real high. And my sister gave me like a 15-minute sermon. Had me in tears in 7-Eleven because I knew I was better than that. She kept telling me, you better than that. You don't need that. It's taking you down. So like a week later, I was in treatment. Come out of treatment, start doing meetings and all that stuff. Now I'm a better person, a better man, don't use, don't want nothing. Work, take care of my kids, and maintain.
What's so powerful about that, brother, because we come from such darkness and I think people don't understand that darkness when I try to explain to them. me and you were right there together, brother. And I mean, even right now during COVID, you got so many people that just paralyzed. They can't even get up. They just drinking, using drugs. You know what I mean? We know how the hood is now, man. People just like, that's all they doing is running away from their problems. For you
Right.
today to take that warrior's mindset and really be a better man today, how do you, I mean, what is a normal day that keeps Mr. Teeny on point to like say, I ain't going back, man. I ain't going back to jail. I ain't going back. Give the audience a couple of things that you do to just stay consistent with transforming this new way of life as a warrior, brother.
Family.
Yeah.
My family, my lady, my family. And for one thing, I don't want to go back there. And I'm not gonna set, what I do, it affects other people.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and I got quite a few people depending on me.
yeah,
So if I was to let myself go back, I'm letting them down. I'm letting myself down.
yeah,
And I came too far to go backwards. And then I'm getting older.
yeah.
I want more for me and my family. I want my son to have this. I don't want my son to have to experience none of that negativity I went through. I don't want my daughter to have to look at a man and have him, dictate her front money and stuff in her face. No, babe, you can do it yourself. You don't need that. I try to keep positive and let my kids see what I'm doing. That way, they can learn from that. And my son, because that's my only son, that's my world. I want him to follow, I don't want him to be like me. I want him to be better, so that's why I instill so much. I let him know everything. I let him know everything. I want him to talk to me about everything. I look at them. That's what keep me from going back, man. My kids. I look at them.
It's funny because, I feel it in my heart, brother, because I know when I'm just thinking about how much wherever I went, it was me and Teeny. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was me and you, brother.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, man. I mean, my mom's house, we in there,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mom cooking. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I don't think people understand. I mean, I know when we see so much dark, and I think back then, man, I mean, and you can correct me, we made a choice because we thought as men, that's what we had to do for our mothers. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's like we didn't want them to struggle. So, if we'd have had other men around that would have been better heroes for us, we probably wouldn't have took that path. But we had to grow up and be men. I mean, what was that like for you having to take upon that, seeing your mom struggle, seeing your sisters and them, and us as young men saying, man, even the boy I call him R, man, it was like it was all about his mom, man. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about that was different back then where we as young men show respect towards women and respect towards especially our mothers?
Didn't want to see them struggling. Didn't want to see them struggling, knowing that they break their back for us. Yeah. My sisters and them, we would go out, it was 6 of us, 4 sisters, 2, and me and my brother. We'd go out, see people with nice stuff. They eating good, they living right. And to see my mother work like she used to work. My mother would put it down. She would drag me to work with her. Everywhere, housekeeping, all that stuff. And I used to see how my mother worked. I'm like, Ma, I'm gonna try that. In my mind, I don't want you struggling like this. I don't want you struggling. So I did when I got older, thinking this was the best move for me, which I could have took another road, but fast money and all that stuff, that excited me. So, I took that road and went that way in the drug game, trying to help my family out, but it helped to a certain extent, and it also, because I done been in prison, all that from that game, but I kept a positive mind. I said, and going back and forth to prison, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this. I'll just get a job when I get home and try the right way. That was like 25, 30 years ago. I got 24 years clean.
That's awesome, brother.
And I'm so proud of myself.
That's awesome, man, because the way we was running, ain't no way we would believe we would be right here today, man.
and got married twice.
Hey, brother.
Man, I knew I wasn't going to be here. I used to say, 50? I'm 56.
And I'm 57, man. Look at that, brother.
Wow. I said, I ain't going to make it to no 50.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm here.
Yeah.
Made it through.
I mean, when you talk about your mom, man, I mean, you seen my mom, man. You was, brother. We were there. We were at the table. I mean, what was that like, brother? I mean, you was at my house every day, my mom.
Your mom was like my mom. She treated me like that. Loved her. Still do. I seen the picture you posted on Facebook one day. I'd sit here and stare at it. I sit here, y'all was at the table, you and moms. I was sitting at the table and I just sit here and stare. I say, oh my God. Love that woman, man. That was my mother too, man.
I know, bro.
And she treated me like that. Welcomed me and with open arms. Boy, you better do this. Boy, you see you messing up. She jumped on us. Jumped on us. Yep. I mean, all respect, all love.
And that's what's so funny, man, because I think people outside don't realize, even though we did our dirt, we never took our dirt home. We never disrespected the older people. We hurt ourselves. We didn't hurt nobody else like that. I mean, explain that, Taney. Explain that for me.
You couldn't hurt nobody. Well, for us, I'm gonna say for us. I'm speaking for us. Not everybody else. Even back then, we had morals and principles that we lived by.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. There we go. Yeah.
We had morals and principles. All that other stuff is out the window. We stuck by that, man. Oh man, the older, everyone paid way for us. Yeah. And they looked out for us. Yeah. So keep it going. Yeah. But the generation today, I don't know what's going on with our little youngins today. They gotta wake up. I want them to wake up, please. Because it hurts me to my heart to see this stuff going on.
I mean, because we learned, and I tell people when I really analyze my past, I had to look at what was good, even doing the bad, and what was really bad doing the bad. And I learned how to run a business through doing bad. Everything I do today, we had to come to work on time, right? I mean, we had to dress a certain way. You couldn't wear no bling or none of that to work. We had codes. What was that like, Teeny? Learning how to be a businessman.
Learning how to be a businessman. You know what? With what we was doing, you gotta learn how to count. You gotta know how to count.
Exactly, that's right.
You gotta know how to count. Yeah. And it was different steps to it, but you keep counting, you stay focused on what you're doing. Counting was one of the main things. Because you got to divide, split, and all this old stuff. You got to do all that. Yeah. And that entails counting.
Yeah.
So, and then, we look for, I want to be my own boss.
Yeah, we got in trouble, me and you, for that, though, didn't we?
Yeah. We want to be our own boss. But we learn. You learn. You live and learn.
Look, I tell my partner, because we be working on a movie, and we be laughing and joking. I say, man, I don't think nobody know what tap the heads off a little bit Every
Oh
time
Lord.
I ain't gonna go too deep, right? But every time I came down the step, me and Titi tap the head,
Tapping the
baby,
heads
tap
up.
the head.
Just take the head. Just take the head.
You take the head, brother. At the end of the night, you know, they was hating on us like, how Titi and Bam getting all this money,
It's
man?
money. Oh my God. Yes. We took the head.
Took the head, man. You know, that people, I ain't gonna go into detail for the listeners, but that's what you learn in the hustler game. You learn how to be your
Yeah.
own entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Even in the operation of someone else, you still be your own man. And that's what we were able to do. Still be
Exactly.
our own man. Am I right?
You right. True Bill. True Bill. You
How
just
has
bought
that
that
helped
back.
you? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You just brought that back to my memory. Tap the head. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh my God. Remember,
Hey,
those were the
look,
days.
I mean, because I tell people that's how I make my references when I talk to people in business, because it's the same. I say, look, man, you ain't want to be at a staff meeting when we had a staff meeting, because
Oh,
a
Lord.
staff meeting, a staff meeting meant a gun out, somebody
Oh,
pulling the trigger back. It's like, yo,
oh,
get out.
Lord. Put that thing down. Yes. Smoking and stuff. Man, we was, oh, man.
But
Them were the
but
days.
wasn't that but we the beautiful thing about that, when we got it off our chest, we were the best of
Mhm.
friends. Am I right?
Stayed that way. Stayed that way. It was no like beefing amongst each other.
Yeah,
Come on, man. No.
yeah, yeah,
We would go in, like you said, the staff meeting when we have our little meetings, everybody in one room, but you got about 10 guns in the room.
yeah, yeah,
Somebody don't like something somebody else doing, they spit it out.
yeah.
You air out all your dirty laundry right there. And after that is over, we hug each other and go back to work. No
Back to work.
animosity, no nothing.
That's right, man. You know,
No,
I don't think people understand that. I mean, you couldn't be personal. It wasn't personal. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It was
right.
business, right?
It was business. And you know, the brotherhood we had with each other, man,
Yeah,
that kept us tight too.
yeah, yeah.
Man, we love one another like no other.
That's right, man. I mean, it's funny. We would leave the meeting, either go upstairs to my house, because I was the first person that had a VCR in the hood. Yeah, right. Everybody go to Bam's house. You can watch the
Yeah,
movies, bruh.
we
He
gonna
got
watch the
the VCR,
movie.
right?
All of us crowded up in there.
That's right, man.
Yeah,
That's right,
watching
brother.
movies.
Yeah,
And then
man.
on the weekend, where was we at?
Pascal Giamatti.
Oh Lord. I still talk about me and my girlfriend. She talks about that to me today.
Yeah.
She's 55. My
Okay.
girl, 55. You look at her, you wouldn't believe it. And she talks about Pascal. When I seen you at Pascal, when I seen you at Giovanni, that's I'm like, you bring some memories
Yeah.
back, girl.
But we be in there spending like a couple of $1,000 on pictures all night, right?
All night. Come home at the end of the night, got 40 pictures.
Yeah.
20, 40 pictures. Just
Yeah.
you still have some of them pictures,
Yeah,
man?
I still got a couple of them, man. You know.
Man, I don't have net. I didn't move so much out of town, back in town, here, there. I didn't move so much. I don't have none of them pictures. I be looking for some. Like some people used to post some old flicks like Moon, Rodney, all them,
Yeah.
and I tried to save them. I got a couple in my other phone where they posted. Matter of fact, using one. You, Rodney, Moon, y'all was up past girls.
Yeah.
And I reflect back on that picture, man, to say, God, man, these was the days.
Yeah, man.
Man.
You know, it's funny because when I think about when I got a couple, but when I wanted to change, bro, when I was so committed, said I ain't want this life no more.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Maisha. I mean, I threw away every pair of tennis shoes. I threw away every photo, anything that reflected the lifestyle. And I think that's what people that you know they might not get when you say, man, I'm sick and tired. I don't want this no more. You
You
throw
done.
everything that reminds you of that time, and
Of
I
that.
got rid of everything. Only reason why I got the pictures is because Maisha, my niece, kept the photos. She said, "No, you ain't throwing these photos away." I say, "Nope, I'm done. I don't want them. I don't even want to be reminded of that, man."
Right, right, right.
What happened in your life when you came to a moment where it was like, nah, I don't even want to. I mean, we could talk about it now because we strong and we
Yeah,
somewhere else. But at the
right, right.
beginning to change your life, what things that you have to do to like make sure you can take away those memories just until you get the strength to be the man you are today.
You know, my first thing was to change people.
Right. Okay.
I had to leave a lot of people alone. I had to leave a lot of people alone. And these, a lot of them was people that I had fun with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I say I got to back up from that.
Yeah.
You know, and refocus my mind on doing bigger, better things.
Yeah.
You know, man, I done gave up. Trust me, I gave up a lot from that era.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to get me past, to get me through. And but I also had a lot of help. My support group,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
my family,
Yeah.
you know, all of them was there. And and then when the kids came about, that really did it for me.
Yeah.
When that little man, he's a big man now,
Yeah.
the one in the room,
Yeah, they
my
put you on
son.
the Zoom, right? The one because they're the one that turned the Zoom on for you, right? That's what Messiah did for me.
Exactly. When that man came into my life, that's when I say, oh, it's a whole new ball game. And that was like, what, 17 years ago he came in my life. And he really put me on the straight and narrow, So everything I do from here out, him and that little girl, they my world, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Madison and Miles.
and I know that's true, bro. Because I mean, just think about once again, and I say this to anybody out there: we should have been dead a long time ago.
Man, yeah.
You know
I done
what I'm
had so
right?
many guns
I
put
mean,
up to my head.
we didn't been through when people talk about a Vietnam War, we were in a war, brother.
Mhm.
I mean, as young kids, with everything you could possibly imagine for us to not make it, but through the love and the support that we all had for one another, we
Mhm.
made it without hurting someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by hurt. I mean, we probably messed up some emotions and hurt some
Feelings.
feelings, but we ain't take no lives. We ain't do nothing like that. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I mean,
No.
I mean, what does that feeling feel to you like where you can say, man, I made it through hell and back?
I'm proud of myself. I'm happy. I'm thankful, for all that, and then didn't hurt nobody, didn't kill nobody. Cause I know I was at points where as though I could have,
Yes, yes,
you know, but the situation didn't turn out that way.
yeah, yeah,
And I thought, and now I think about all that stuff. I'm like, damn, you done took a life. If you'd have took that life back then, you still be locked up somewhere, And then I wouldn't have had been able to come across, you know, my little ones. All that stuff would have been non-void.
I
But
mean,
see, God has a plan for all of us.
that's right to me. I mean, because brother, when I try to explain it, and sometimes I have to walk away because when I try to explain people what we went through as little kids, man, where when we had people coming to try to do something to us, but we had this instinct, brother. Remember what I said? Because I used to always come up with these crazy ideas. I be telling
Oh
people, I'm
man.
like, bro, let's search them, man. Put them up on the wall and search everybody. Remember that?
Yeah. We started doing that. We started doing that. We had that one guy, the big one, Pop,
Papa, that's right, man.
Big Papa.
You ain't want to mess with
Nobody
no
there.
Papa. That's
Nobody cross pop. They see him. You can search me here. I'm getting naked. Don't worry about him. Cause this man, yeah, man, you come up with that. That's searching.
That's right. Because, once again, you got people trying to bring us a move. It's like
Yeah.
I tell people in self-defense, I say, look, they done made wearing a hoodie like this, like it's cool. You come in a building like that, bro.
Oh, you get lit. You get lit. Yeah.
That's
Right.
stick up, man, right? That's stick up
Yeah.
time,
Stick up, man, for real.
Yeah, man.
Nowadays, you can wear your hoodie like that and all that stuff.
Oh,
Mansions and all that stuff. Back then, you couldn't do that. Couldn't do that.
and
You couldn't do none of that.
And what's funny, and when I tell people, I say, yeah, we were creative. We went on our instincts, and even though we probably put some bad things in our system, but let me tell you something. We were in shape from 9 o'clock in the morning at 8 o'clock because we went to 7-Eleven, get our little Slurpees, get our newspaper, right?
Yeah. Business trips.
Get our
McDonald's.
day. You know what I'm saying?
McDonald's, our breakfast.
That's right, man. And we sat on that crate, brother. Tell me, am I lying or what? We probably had ran up them stairs well over 1,000 times because it was like that. Am I correct?
And that was a day. That was a day. And it was like, what, about 5, 6 of us on the steps? And everybody did that about 1,000 times a day.
Yeah, brother.
What? Man, we had balls.
When I tell people, man, when you look at, when I seen New Jack City, and I'm like, hold up, how they take our story? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. Somebody took our story and made money off of it.
And made money. Got rich. They should have had the camera on us. They should have called us for that.
Yeah.
We lived it.
Yeah, and what's so, once again to the listeners, we celebrating getting to the other side of it and the lessons that we learned. I think about the numbers we had to remember coming up those stairs every minute with so many people. I mean, you see people work at a store, and when like 10 people come to the cash register, they panic. We got hundreds of people, and it's like cop and move. Ain't no shorts, ain't no change, ain't no dollar bills. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And kept it moving.
How do you, when you think about that, how do you think we were able to? Because I told people in order to learn how to really hustle, and I'm not talking about hustling from a negative, I'm talking about hustling at any level.
Hustle period, yeah.
How do you can't go to school for that. Some people think you can go to school. Tell me, Teeny, why is that's a trait that you got to learn on point?
It's survival.
Yeah.
Survival, you got to do what you got to do. And, instincts, survival, all that. Yeah. But you had to get that bread. Yeah. And you got to get that bread. Yeah. I got to sell this stuff here. Yeah. Like you said, entrepreneurship.
Yeah. But brother, now, and I need you to help the listeners understand this. We live in a state of legal entrepreneurship where people get you to do stuff for free. It's like, how do you even register in your head that somebody that got a certain amount of wealth, that's like a guy, he rocking, and he like, Teeny, I need you to work for me a couple of weeks, bro, but you ain't gonna get paid. I mean, Teeny, how does that even register in your mind, bro?
Man, that there, that's hard. I'll be honest with you. That's hard. You want me to work for you for a couple of weeks and not get paid. Some stuff you can voluntarily do, but in this day and age, that ain't gonna pay the bills.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna pay the bills.
But brother,
I can't fan them too much.
they be playing people like that. We talking, and I know you encountered it since you done turned your life around, and you get to the other side, you like, bro, are they really playing me like this? You know what I'm saying? Are they really doing this? You know?
Is this for real? Seriously? So you don't want to pay me for all that work? Oh, no. No. No, man.
How have you changed? Because back then, and I'm not promoting violence or nothing, but back then, somebody probably have a baseball bat fall out the window on their head or something like that happened. You know what I'm saying? Or a trash pail come flying from around the corner like, boom, yo, where that come from?
Wow, where that come from?
So,
hey.
How have you gotten to that point where you learned humility and you give that guy a pass and make sure that you never revisit a situation like that?
I think I'm not gonna let this happen again. Yeah. So, every action have reaction. It's consequences for things. Right. This day and age, you gotta think first before you jump out there and do stuff. I know at one point in my life, somebody did something to me, I would just jump out there.
Yeah, we did that a lot of times, bro.
Exactly. No regards for what I'm doing, no regards for my safety or nothing. I would just jump because I'm mad at the simple fact that this person done played me like that. Yeah. But nowadays, I give them a pass and I just stay away. Yeah. You got a pass. I'm not gonna worry about that. Like, look, check this out. Here go scenario. I hit the number. This was like 2 years ago. I hit the number for $900 and something, right? I couldn't cash my ticket because I owed IRS. Right. So I had to get somebody else to cash the ticket for me. And I asked them, I said, look, I got a few bills I need to pay, and this money came on time. Right. So I'll pay you $100. All you got to do is cash it for me. Right. He heard that $100, bam. I said, but hold up. Before you sign your name on my ticket, do you owe anybody? No, man, I don't owe nobody. I asked him that 4 times, bam, while we walking up to the lottery place. I said, yo, look, I'm going to be real mad if you owe somebody and they take my money. No, yo, I don't owe nobody, Tiny. I don't owe nobody. I mean, he swore me up and down. So when he signed it, I'm over there shaking. I said, I hope this man don't owe nobody. I'm over there shaking. He signed it. Matter of fact, it happened to me twice, 2 different people. But one, I got my money back in the long run. Right. So he signed, I seen him sign his name. I'm like, yo, look, we can't go back because your name is on that ticket. Right. He handed it to the lottery people, they run it. Your social, they need your social and all that. Right. When you hit for over $600, you gotta pay taxes on it, and so the lottery person said, you don't get nothing. I said, huh? I said, give me that ticket. Give me that ticket back. So she handed it back to me, but his name is on it already. Right. I'm like, what you mean? He got it came up under his social security number. He owed $1,200 to something, and owed something else. Child support. I said, yo, let me tell you. So that's gone. So I couldn't do nothing with the ticket because he signed it. And if you scribble his name off, the ticket is no good. Yeah. So I gave her the ticket. I said, yo, he's steady up there with his mouth open. Bam. I could have choked him right there. Could have choked him, but I had to restrain. I'm in the market going back and forth, screaming at this dude, threatening him and all that. I'm like, you gonna get my money. I got bills, and you tell me I asked you the whole time. Do you owe anybody? And you kept telling me no. Johnny, I don't know what that's about. That's somebody else. Right? I'm like, no, it's your social security number. Well, And then I say, look, I'm not messing with you. Stay away from me. I say, but check this out. Whatever you hustling on, whenever you got some money in your hand, I want it.
Yeah.
I said, I needed that money. I want it. I said, I'm gonna let it go. It seemed like a couple days, bam, going by, and I'm still, I had to wait 2 months to get my money from him.
Right.
I had to wait 2 months, but he was piecing me off.
Yeah.
Piecing me off. Every time I seen him, I was on him. Yo, you got something for me? You got something for me? You got something for me? You got something? But I ain't get all my money for like 2 months. And one dude, matter of fact, Dale. Remember Dale?
Mm-hmm.
That's with Charlene Henderson?
Yeah.
Dale cashed one of my tickets saying he ain't old. That was 800. That was 800 and something dollars. And you know he into church real heavy now.
Yeah.
Like a pastor. Tony, I don't owe nobody. I don't owe nobody. I'm like, yeah, damn, cool. He like a pastor. He don't owe nobody.
Yeah.
That's on a Sunday. Yo, when they took that one.
You know what's so funny, TD? What's so funny, I believe that God tests us, at moments when, like something like that, God sent a test to you, man, to just see what your reaction gonna be.
Yeah,
because a long time ago, like you said, a trash can would have came out the window. You know what I'm saying? A car would have probably flipped over and hit him. Something would have happened.
Something would have happened. I started crying, man.
I know, bro.
I said, $800 I'm broke. Money. All Dale kept saying, Monday, we going over the lottery place and we gonna straighten this out, John. I don't want nobody. We gonna straighten it out. Come to find out it wasn't him. Somebody had the same name, used his number. So they wind up cutting the check, but they had to mail it. So it came like 2 weeks later and he called me, say, I got the check. I was like happy.
But Teeny, there you go right there. What I'm saying, in the world of business, brother, you be meeting people that ain't going to do that. I mean, bro, we came up during a time, and correct me, where it was like, I'll roll with you if I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Even those people that we was with, man, when we all decided to make a commitment to be with this guy, we were willing to, to roll with him until we got some light on the other end, on the other side, and we got light.
Exactly.
He took care of us, and he showed us respect, and he never treated us like we were less than,
Right.
Man. You know what I'm saying?
Loyal. He was loyal.
We were loyal, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was a man that even when he say, nah, Teeny and Bam, y'all die for doing what y'all doing, man. You took it like a champ. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though it didn't matter because you shook the head, you know what I'm saying? You made up for that.
We made up for that. We wasn't mad. All right, big fella. You right. You right.
All right, Teeny, let's go, baby.
Know what we gotta do.
That's right, man.
We gotta shake a couple more heads.
But people don't roll like that, man. And I think what's so disheartening with a kid, when we think of our kids, when they see that, man, it's like, hold up, man. A young teenager already know, man, in your heart, it's like, man, you ain't gonna treat me like that. And you're dealing with business people that you were taught to respect and treat with respect, and they playing you. Especially these guys are like martial artists. I can speak from masters and college educated people. How do you tell a kid how to get through those moments, man, and get to the other side, to truly stand up and be a peaceful warrior and not succumb to that and quit or do something bad?
I always tell this is what I tell my son all the time. Look, think before you react. There's consequences for everything. So don't, if it's something like, how you say it? If it's something that's materialistic, money, look, you still got a lot of life in you. So think before you do something stupid. You know, you may at the moment you may be mad and all this old stuff and hurt because you think somebody done got over you. No, they just hurting themselves. Because you know next time you don't deal with these people. You cut that off right there. After that, you ain't got to worry about losing it. Think first. Consequences. Think about that. Always, that's the main thing, man. And for me, I always think first before I do it, before I do something. If somebody hurt me, like far as like take something from me and stuff, I'd be mad. I'd be mad as hell. Because I'm still struggling, you know. I'm still getting by, but every penny I need. So I'm going to think first before I'm going to play all the situations in my head. And I'm going to come back to, you know what? There's consequences for that. Can't do that. Just walk away. Eat that. I'm going to eat that. Walk away. You can get that back. You know, you can't get your freedom, your life, and stuff like that back.
That's right.
You know.
So what did you used to call me back in the day, Teeny?
Willie Wushu. Was one. It was a couple. But Willie Wushu stand out the most.
Tell them why you used to call me Willie Wushu.
Willie Wushu can kick you 12 times before you even notice it.
Maybe remember? No, I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna let that be,
Hold
bro.
on. Was you going to bring up the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an iconic moment. All crews down there, everybody down there, everybody. Why somebody want to mess with you? Lord have mercy. Everybody turn around. We like that damn great fight. We turn around, bam, like, come on. He look over in the corner, the boy down. Out cold. Bam, kicked him once. Boop. He was done. I say, God damn, give us a chance to help. Willie Wushu.
Hey, brother. Hey, bro. And I think I tell everybody, and as we bring it to an end, I think one thing that I say to the world, you don't need a black belt. You don't need to do no karate to learn how to be a man. You never did no martial arts in your life, but you ain't gonna let nobody walk all over you. And we don't even claim to be the best cat in the hood. We just one of the guys survive the hood. When you have so many people trying to claim to be the baddest cat in the world or the toughest guy on the planet, tell me why that don't work when you come up in an environment like we came up in, team.
Because you know why? There's always someone out there badder or tougher than you. And you probably run into that motor scooter, which you really don't want to happen. So, it's somebody out there badder than you. So, you ain't the baddest.
And what would you say to people that might have, as we close out, if you could say one thing to people that might have a strange misconception about our community? We come up in the hood. They call us underprivileged communities. They count us out. They look at us like we ain't going, it's like, I don't know, man. I ain't got to say it. What would you say for people to realize that it ain't that way, man? It's some love. It's some respect. Talk to me, Teeny.
Yes, in the hood, don't look at it. Don't look down on people. Do not look down because of where they come from or stuff like that. Because trust me, you could find, like how they say it, a diamond in the rough in the hood. Yeah. And everybody ain't on that. People just trying to survive, just make it. Don't never look down on nobody because, karma, I believe in that wholeheartedly. That comes around. So don't knock people, if you can give a helping hand, do it, because people out there, you never know people's situations. Yeah. And karma, what goes around comes around.
Well, I'm glad, brother. I appreciate you. I'm glad that God saved us, and we can. It's like we talk and relate, just like we were still back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
We just ain't dealing in illegal activities no more. That's all. But,
No, no.
so I appreciate you, Teeny. Thank you, bro.
You are so welcome, Bam, and thank you.
All right, love you, man.
Love you, man.
Peace.
Take it easy.
All right.
All right, babe. Later.
Okay, peace out.
All right.